Incubating Iceberg. Yeah, so before we get too far into it, I'm going to go ahead and bring up YouTube just because the Restream chat box hasn't been picking up the YouTube chat comments. I just want to make sure they're there. I just want to make sure it started on YouTube because sometimes it doesn't. Okay, it looks like it did. So that's good. The Twitch comments have been generally working, so that's fine. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing to do with any new project is, oh, I should update what we're doing. I think that magically, there we go. Okay, is find its website. So okay, I can't bubble. But so it's just iceberg.apache.org. We can see that it's incubating. So incubating is like an interesting thing. It means that the project hasn't graduated to top level status yet. It may or may not. Generally speaking, there's a bunch of requirements to graduate from incubation, like having an active community, making a few releases. It's not overly important, but it does mean that the project might not be as stable or as finished as some of the other Apache projects. I mean, it might also be very stable, because incubation is a process which is sometimes done with very stable code to bring it into the ASF, just to make sure it's good. Okay, so let's read what it says. Apache Iceberg is an open table format for huge analytic data sets. It sounds good to me. Iceberg adds tables to Presto and Spark that use a high-performance format that works just like a SQL table. Okay, and the goal is to support schema evolution, and users don't have to know about partitioning to get fast queries. So that sounds kind of cool. It also supports time travel, so we can go 55 miles an hour in a DeLorean. I realize that joke is no longer super relevant. But so we can go back to earlier snapshot and sort of see what's changed. So that's kind of cool. Let's see if there's a developer guide. Often there is. So let's go into community. Okay, so it looks like they use GitHub for issues rather than Jira, so that's kind of cool. This is the code. Doesn't say a lot yet about how to contribute. I should probably subscribe to the dev list, which I do by sending an email to this email address. I'm not going to screen share my email though, because people send me email during the day. But just yeah, we're going to go ahead and just send that email right now. I'm actually going to send it from my apache.org account. So then hopefully, yeah, that'll be good. The dev list. Let's take a look at the archive on the dev list. Actually, that's a good thing to look at. Cool. It looks like they're getting ready to make a Java release. That's kind of exciting. Okay, cool. I mean, this looks like fairly active, all things considered. So 21st, 19th, 13th. I mean, it's not, same level as posts of Spark, but yeah, it's a good number of posts. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. fork support. Any outstanding issues? Okay, well, I mean, I obviously, you know, as new to this project, don't have enough context to really suggest any issues should be blocking a release or not. But you know, that's good. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. This is a really cool. I like this. They've collected some good issues for us. Let's take a look. So you know, when we get to the point where it's time to write some code, we can take a look at maybe one of these good first issues. So that's kind of cool. Now I did already fork this, I think. Yeah, I did. I haven't actually done anything with it yet though. But you know, the next thing that I would do probably is fork the project, and then that's not great. The build is failing. Let's go take a look at that. Okay. Well, the build failed. Okay, it failed in Java. It makes sense. Let's go try and see. Okay. 16 warnings. Okay. I mean, so it looks like the tests are failing, which I mean that's not good. It could be that they're flaky. But at least it looks like the code compiles, so that's a good start. So let's go ahead and figure out how to compile this. Oh, there's also a getter. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, we'll come back to that later. And in the meantime, let's go to my fork. So I'm gonna go ahead and clone my fork. So let's do that. So we're not in Spark anymore. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do after my clone is add an upstream, because I forked this like a while back, 28 days ago, and I just didn't, you know, come back to it. So let's add upstream, and then we can git pull upstream master. And so now we'll just update our fork to the latest master, and that's cool. So let's look at the README file. Okay, so it says to build and run the tests. Let's use this. So that sounds like a good starting point. Well, actually, let's build it without the test first. I'm not super familiar with Gradle, and we might like run into some issues, but you know, if we build it without the tests, then like hopefully we can build it with the tests afterwards. I just saw Palantir go across my screen. Did I? No, okay. Just paranoid. Okay, cool. That's fine. Or it could be a transitive dependency, I guess, that we just resolved. Oh no, definitely there. What are we depending on from Palantir? Okay. Well, that's a thing. Don't feel super happy about that, but okay. That's a thing to come back to maybe in my free time. But it looks like this is like some build related stuff for Gradle, and I don't know enough Gradle to try and dig into that. Okay, so it looks like it's building. Looks like it has a lot of warnings. Oh, cool. And it looks like it's Java code. Oof. Wow, this is a lot of warnings. Like a lot of warnings. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Spark also has a lot of warnings. One of the things that I would maybe do is, look at resolving some of these warnings. But let's see if it built. Cool. Okay, it built. Let's see if the tests run, because the test failed in master. So the next thing that I want to do is see if the tests run. Hopefully it caches the compilation. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is just warning city. Which is normal. Okay, well, one of the tests failed. That's okay. So I mean, that's not too surprising. I guess. Doesn't give me the stack trace though. That's kind of annoying. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to do without the stack trace. Hi, John Doe. So we'll run this again with debug and stack trace turned on, and hopefully we can find out why this test is failing. Because I don't think it's the same test that failed in Jenkins, in Travis. Let's see when it fails, and then we can go ahead and like dig into that unit test, and that can be sort of our introduction to the project. I find tests are like a really nice introduction to a project, because like they tell me what people are sort of expecting the project to be able to do. So let's hope that moves forward soon. Yeah. Okay, it takes a lot longer with the higher level debugging information turned on. But this will hopefully, really help us understand what's going on with that test. Although tests are a lot slower with debug information turned on. All right, let's just look at the failing test in Jenkins, or while this is, sorry, Travis. I keep saying Jenkins. So the one that failed is test Iceberg source hive tables. And so that's interesting. Let's go ahead and find that test while this is running, because this looks like it might be a little bit of time. So my Emacs session over here, and then this is called, I don't actually, incubating, incubator-iceberg. Okay. So that's interesting. What was the test called again? It was test Iceberg source hive tables. Cool. Test Iceberg source hive tables.java. Okay. Not a lot of comments about its purpose. So we start the metastore in Spark. I wonder if maybe the reason it's failing is I have a Spark home configured. For no ML-related data processing, would I recommend Beam or Spark? So I am a little biased, John Doe. I work on Spark a lot more than I have worked on Beam, but I would recommend Spark right now. Beam has some really interesting TFX integrations for sure, but it just doesn't work reliably outside of Google Cloud Platform, I would say, for Python yet. You can certainly make it work, but it'll be an uphill battle. And if you want to build something today, I think working with Spark would be a little bit easier. Now, if this is for a project in 8 months, who knows where the respective projects will be. Also, if you ask someone who works on Apache Beam more directly than I do, they may give you a different answer. Okay, cool. So, still running. Okay, 89%. Although we got much higher number of tests earlier, so I'm confused where the 89% comes from. Okay. So, oh right, yeah. So what I was thinking might have caused that test failure for me is that I might have a Spark home configured, and that might be causing an issue here, because it might be trying to use a different version of Spark than Iceberg is being built for. So if this test fails, I'm gonna look at my environment variables for Spark. See if I've got, oh, hi, another friend. Thanks for joining me. So we'll look at the environment variables once the test finishes running. And I suspect I can know when the test is finished running by hearing it. So this is interesting. Stop Metastore on Spark. So this might actually be a thing. So, okay. This is a thing where I might see if people would be interested in using Spark Testing Base. And that's because this is really cool and great. However, stopping Spark this way isn't completely perfect always. Sometimes we have to clean up some environment variables. Otherwise, the next launch of Spark, if it's done fast enough, can have a raise condition. But that's the thing where, I wouldn't do that as, my first PR to a project. Refactoring all of the tests that would be a pretty big PR. Oh, yay! And, yeah, so I am in the Pacific time zone. I'm going to be in the Pacific time zone for most of the time, I would say, going forward. I'm trying to do a Monday evening code review stream and a Friday morning code review stream, respectively, in the Pacific time zone to sort of get people for both time zones. Thanks for joining. Okay, that's really annoying, I would say, the behavior that we just got. If I turn on stack trace and debug, the tests pass. So that means it is almost certainly a race condition of some kind. So maybe actually my first PR will be about something. Although actually, I'm not sure if I run Gradle build if it runs all of the tests. I'm going to try running it again with just stack trace, leave off that debug thing, and because just enabling stack trace shouldn't change the timing, and that'll be useful. Hi friends. Okay. So this is making progress a lot faster once we turn off the logging. Oh, damn it. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't actually run all of the tests. So maybe that's why. So if I say we run test as a target. I don't actually use Gradle, so I just kind of assumed since it ran all of the tests the first time, it would do the same thing, but it looks like it doesn't. Either that or the... Do I have to do a clean build to run the tests? I don't know. Let's look up how to do that in Gradle. Gradle run tests. Like without clean? Like I don't... here we go. How do I run Gradle tests when all tests are up to date, I guess? I don't... Okay. What about if I just do clean test? Okay, so the test should no longer be marked as clean. Now if I run it with test stack trace and debug, it should actually run all of the tests. All right, cool. Well, that's a thing that's a bit different with how the Gradle build is done than the SBT or Maven builds that I'm used to. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. And okay, it looks like it's actually running the test this time. We've turned on debugging, and we've turned on the stack trace. So when it fails, we'll hopefully get a stack trace. And if this succeeds with debug information turned on, I'm just gonna... Okay, build failed. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Went wrong. Okay. Where's my stack trace? Execute actions test. That's not useful. I don't think. Like, this is the Gradle stack trace. I don't really care about the Gradle stack trace. I care about the stack trace from my test. Okay, here we go. Executor 17 failed. Cool. So please show me. Okay, great. Invalid metrics mode truncate 5. This looks like, though, sort of what we're expecting. So wait, no. Where is my error? Which... Wait. I'm really confused, because I've got Gradle test executor 17 failed, and at the same time I have process exited with state succeeded. I've got test failed. It'd be really cool if I could see the test that failed somewhere. Okay, so here's test failed. Yes. Where is that test? I would like to see that test. What the hell? Okay, let's ask Stack Overflow. Gradle, name of failing test. I don't... No, I want to see... Maybe... Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to pipe it to T, realistically, and then maybe that'll do the trick. So we'll run clean test again. I'm gonna run this without debug because I want this to finish quickly. And then I can search my test log for the name of the test that failed. So yeah. There are so many warnings here. Okay, cool. Build failed in 37 seconds. Okay, which test failed? Seriously, which test fucking failed? Okay, so I have to go and open index.html to find my test report. There's got to be a better way to do this, but that's okay. Okay, should have 1 snapshot expected, but was 2. Okay, and this looks like an actual stack trace. Like this is a JUnit assertion. Like Gradle shows up in here, but like this is actually coming from inside of it. So yeah. Okay, so let's go test scan summary.java. Let's go find this assertion. Should use inclusive bound. That wait. Okay, it's line 68. Okay. Line 68 should have 1 snapshot. So this looks like it might have like some timing race condition in it, but okay. So test snapshot time range validation. We get the current time. We add some things to it. We do a commit. While the time is equal, we just loop. So I guess this just tries to wait for 1 millisecond. I'm gonna add a comment here. Effectively busy wait for 1 ms. Busy wait for 1 ms. To pass. So like this looks like it might be a timing issue, like based on like all of these busy waits. I'm feeling like this is probably a busy wait. Busy wait for 1 ms to pass. So I'm going to, I'm not super sure what's going on. So it looks like table expire snapshots. Okay. So let's go ahead and find where this and then we're expiring snapshots that are older than T1. Wait, no, this is not gonna, I think this test is incorrect. I think that what we actually want to do is move this snapshot ID down here, because I think this is a race condition in the test. I am not sure, but I think this is a race condition in the test. How do I run just one test with Gradle? Okay. Gradle run single test. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna run that clean test again, because otherwise it's just gonna, tell me everything's great. I'm not gonna bother doing this T, because apparently we look at this random HTML file to find out what's going on. I think it's dash tests. Let's go find our test name. So we're just gonna run org Apache Iceberg test scan summary. Oh yeah, truncate could totally be a typo. I think that's actually intended though. Sorry, it looks like the chat window thingy isn't working out super great. And I'll have to monitor both of the chats manually. But yeah, so I think that's intended to be incorrect and is supposed to test the failure. But anyways, let's try and fix this first test. I really think this is a race condition, because what's happening, what the logic of the test that I've understood so far is okay. So we wait for 1ms. We put some data in, then we don't actually call. Yeah. Okay. Wait, is that? Yeah, no, this should be in. Okay, so I think actually my fix is incorrect. I think busy wait for 1ms to pass. So our snapshot okay, wait, maybe not. I don't know. It's a different time. Okay, well the build failed, so that's exciting. No tests found. Oh, I need to give it like a specific project, I think. Damn it. Damn it. I don't know enough Gradle to run this test. Okay, actually though, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's go put this back the way it was before. Busy wait for 1ms. So we have a new snapshot time. Yeah, this looks like it should work, maybe. Although I'm not completely sure. Let's see if I can figure out maybe build.gradle. Do not know. Oh, it looks like I should probably install like a Gradle mode for Emacs. Core. Okay. So Iceberg core. So what about if we do Iceberg core test? I don't know what I'm doing. That looks like maybe I'll run this test. Okay, so we ran the test and it succeeded. Probably. Let's run clean test though, just to make sure. So I think test scan summary might have a race condition in it, because it failed for us once, and it's doing a bunch of like really kind of sketchy thread sleeps. Let's do git diff. What have I changed? I've just added comments, so that shouldn't change anything. I'm curious about this system current. Between threads, no, that's not a good idea. I want to okay. Let's go take a look at the docs for this. Because yeah. I'm curious if this is being used inside of the commit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, let's find this expiration logic. Expire snapshots. Okay. So it looks like probably inside of base table. Okay, so that's and then I'm gonna go find remove snapshots. Okay, so it's a snapshot ID, and then there's expire older than. Yeah, okay, so I think maybe if I run this with debug, that'll give me a better idea of what's going on. Although, if this is now just succeeding in general, that's going to be annoying. And actually running it with debug mode on could totally make this test case succeed. Because we're going to have more debug information. But hopefully it'll give me something to work with. Test scan. Oh, sorry. And so I like using the command T because I still see the console output, but it also writes it to a log file that I can go search. Okay, so that failed. Wait, where am I? Oh, okay. My bad. Those two commands are separate. Oh, that's a good question. So I like Emacs because it's relatively lightweight, and I'm used to working on like maybe not very powerful computers. Okay, looks like it failed. But also, I mean, part of it is force of habit. So as we saw, like, remove snapshots. If you're working in Java, the class name pretty much just tells you the file name. And in Scala, I mean, it's not always true, but it's pretty close. So if I want to find particular things, it's pretty easy. And so it's, you know, it's relatively lightweight, and I'm just used to it. I think if I was starting today, I would probably use something like IntelliJ. It's just, you know, I'm already used to Emacs, and it's not bad. Okay, these are all warnings, and it's error. Some input files use or override a deprecated API. I don't give a shit about that though. Oh, okay. Echo $. Okay, I don't know. Let's. Okay. Like, we're not going to fix all the deprecations today. That's just not something that we can reasonably try and do. There are way too many of them. Okay. Oh, interesting. So there's test logs and stuff. So here it says standard error. Don't know if that means started, passed, started, standard error. So we commit a snapshot, we expire the snapshots older than some time. Let's go take a look at this snapshot producer. So I'm curious what time they're actually being committed at. Current time, millis. Okay. So there's sleep well. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll be showing how I make Emacs slightly usable for Scala projects. Besides Spark, I'll be looking at how to set up Scala metals, so you can have like all the nice tab completion kind of stuff. So let's take a look. Committed. Okay, I can't spell. I'm gonna. Okay, I wanna see what's going on here. So this does a commit. Okay, let's take a look at the snapshot. Maybe it should have an internal idea of what time it was committed at. Cool. So there we go. New okay. That's the snapshot ID. I'm going to cheat, I guess, because I want to see. This is always set to the. But wait, if I make a new atomic long every time. Well, there's gotta. Whatever. We will come back to that. Okay, whatever. So I'm just gonna do this just for now, and then hopefully snapshot. Wait, what's it called? New snapshot. Okay. new snapshot dot timestamp noise. Okay. Cool, I guess. See if this thing works. And then, although this is definitely way over a reasonable line length, this is just like me trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, build failed. Oh, damn it. Okay. I apparently don't know Java lambdas very well. So that's a thing. Well, whatever. So we're gonna switch this around. New snapshot. Well, this is type snapshot. New snapshot, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and move this inside so I can get my logging info. So let's try that again. I guess. Okay, snapshot is not camel cased. Makes sense. We'll run that again. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. I normally wear a little more, but it's like 30 degrees and I'm going off to an exercise class right after this. Okay, cool. Did it actually run my test, or did I screw up the code again? Okay, cool. So yeah, these are different times, and so 20817, and now it says expiring snapshots older than 1569354620746. Okay, that looks then it goes ahead. It says it expired base snapshot 1, and then wait, why did this fail? Why did this fail? I'm not seeing, like, this says standard error, which means like it failed, but it expired the snapshot that I would expect. And then I failed. Where's my? Okay, so there should be a test report here. I think it might actually be the same test report. No, that's not it. Okay, is this it? Okay. Wait, but now it says it was successful. Okay. Yeah. So our test is successful now that I turned on logging. That's, I mean, not unexpected for something like this, right? Where it's maybe maybe the timings are just a little too tight. Okay, let's try doing it without debug. See if it fails. Either way, like I might make a bug on the project that just says that this test is kind of flaky on my machine. I'm not super sure why. And okay, so that looks like it probably succeeded. Yeah, that's exit code 0. So, I mean, it's succeeding now. Let's run it without the test filter, I guess, is the next point. And then we'll move. We'll revert the logging change. Actually, yeah. So let's go ahead. We're gonna do a git stash, and then run this once more. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I guess one of the things, if I'm going to contribute more to this project, I need to understand more about how they're using system time here. Because that's a little scary to me. All right. Looks like it's succeeding. So now we're just going to do build log. And so this, if it fails, I don't know. I think this test might just be flaky. That's okay. You know, Spark has flaky tests too. But oh shit, I forgot to run clean test, didn't I? Now we go ahead and we run build. Okay, cool. So we'll run this. Actually, yeah, sort of regardless, let's go ahead and make a Jira issue here. So, actually, what's the name of the test? It's cool. Test scan summary. So let's go ahead and see if there's other people who have filed an issue about this. Closed. Okay. So this was ostensibly fixed. So that's exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at what was changed. Yeah, so this is yeah. Okay. So okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and file an issue. So let's go ahead. Issues. New issue is appears to be flaky. Yeah, so then we'll, yeah, I was building Apache Iceberg for the first time, and I ran into a test failure with test scan summary. Rerunning the test with debugging information on or by itself. It started passing. but I think looking at the fix of advancing the of waiting for the system clock to change by at least 1 tick. I think there maybe needs to be more separation. More separation for the test not to be flaky. Not to be flaky. Because, like, I don't know, different threads get different threads system time consistency. Oh, yeah. So that's nano time. But yeah, this doesn't make a lot of guarantees. Yeah, I don't. Okay, well, that blog post is no longer there. Yeah, I want to know if current time millis is safe. System time, current time millis. Yeah, so looking yeah, Stack Overflow is like not official JVM documentation, but I don't. Yeah. I'm not sure our use of more generally, I'm getting really confusing information from the internet of if the way how we're attempting to use current time millis is safe. E.g. Is safe, e.g. it may not be monotonically increasing between threads, so trying to expire. It seems trying to expire one table after the other, and assuming that the commits happened with monotonically. But that might just be really old kernels. Yeah, okay, so I think that's like a reasonable first sort of like, hey, I ran into this issue trying to get started with the project. I'm not like super sure what's going on. It definitely seems like the test is a little bit flaky, but we did get it to build. Oh, we see the test fail again. So let's go ahead and take a look, see if it's the same test as last time, or if we got a different set of tests. Okay, now we have a different set of tests failing, but it looks like the tests we have failing are the same ones as Jenkins. Okay. Okay, cool. So that looks like also maybe another race condition here. So it looks like there might be some race conditions in the tests that you know, it might make sense for us to try and improve. People are generally pretty happy when you make their tests better. So I think if I've got some spare time, probably the next thing I'll try and do with Apache Iceberg is really dive into the tests and try and figure out what's going on. And see if maybe I can reduce some of the test flakiness, assuming that this is in fact test flakiness. And that's probably about it. We got it to build. We found where they have issues. We reported an issue. We figured out how to like actually run the tests because that wasn't nearly as simple as I thought it would be. And all told, that's pretty good for a first hour with a new project, I would say. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more work on this later, but I've got to get back to working on something in Spark. If you're interested in sort of more developer tooling stuff, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, I will be doing setting up Scala medals, so that I can have like tab completion and stuff inside of Emacs, and that'll be hopefully kind of cool and hopefully kind of useful as I start to explore more projects that are not just Spark. Although I don't actually think Scala medals works with Gradle, so it probably wouldn't actually help today, but it'll help with like other Maven-based or SBT-based projects. So yeah, cool. Thanks. Looking forward to having you in the next stream as well. Thanks everyone. Have a lovely rest of your week. And if you're in San Francisco, remember to put on sunscreen. Actually, probably most places in the world, but yeah, I think it's a high UV index day. So I'm gonna go off to my next adventure. Bye, y'all. Oh, let's see if anyone said anything on YouTube before I disappear. No, okay, we're good. We're good there.